Welcome to Module 1, Lesson 10. Today's not too much different from yesterday, except for this time we're going to subtract instead of add. So I have my first problem here. I have 7 hundreds and 8 hundredths. And I'm going to subtract 4 hundredths and see how many hundreds and hundredths I end up with and what that number is in standard form. So the first thing I want to do is just give myself a nice place value chart. I'm going to need lots of room to work today because I need lots of places. Okay, that'll do. Now my first number, I have 7 hundredths and 8 hundredths. There's my decimal point, so I need to put in my 0 placeholders there. And I'm going to take away 4 hundredths. Now that's going to become, if I subtract, that's going to become 4 and 0, just like so. So I'm going to have 7 hundredths and 4 hundredths, or 700 and 4 hundredths as my answer. Now you can see here I've already kind of set up the whole standard algorithm by doing this, and again the key is lining up your decimal point. So here's a problem for us to do. We have 60 and 91 hundredths minus 2 and 856 thousandths. So the key, what is it? Line up the decimal point. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to write my first number here, 60 and 91 hundredths, and I want to take away 2 and 856 thousandths. Remember we said put that 0 in there to make life easier. And as I'm looking here, don't call this 6. I'm taking 6 away from nothing. I can't do that. So I need to borrow from the hundredths place, and 1/100th is equal to 10 thousandths. So I'm going to make that a 0, and I'm going to make that 10, just like regular subtraction. And then when I subtract, I'm going to get 10 take away 6 is 4. Once again, 5 cannot be taken from nothing, so I need to borrow a tenth here. So 1/10 is 10 hundredths. So I'm going to borrow one of those, and I'm going to change that to 10 because I borrowed that tenth. And then when I subtract, 10 minus 5 is 5. Next I have an 8. I can take 8 from 8. I'm left with nothing. My decimal point comes straight down. Can't take 2 from 0, so I need to borrow a 10, and 1/10 is equal to 10 ones. So I'm going to borrow that, and I'm going to make that 10. And 10 take away 2 is 8, and 5 I take away nothing is 5, and so there is my answer. I can estimate if I want to see if my answer is reasonable. And I'm going to call this 61, take away about 3, and that's going to give me about 58. So it's a reasonable answer for sure. And that's it for today's lesson.